Thank you for joining us for today's AMA. This vlogs our team, and whether you are watching live or catching the replay on YouTube or Twitter, we're just happy to have you here. So I'm Irene. I represent CoinRabbit, an all-in-one investment platform offering instant crypto loans, crypto wallets, and crypto exchanges. And our mission is to make crypto accessible and easy for everyone. And today we are joined by Flog, a pioneering decentralized AI training platform. And we are thrilled to have our special guest Vincent with us today. Thank you, Vincent. We appreciate the opportunity
Hey,
to know the story behind Vlog. So yeah, that
hey,
was a
Aaron.
lot.
Hey, audience.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your role at Vlog?
Of course, of course. Hey, Aaron. Hey, audience. Vincent Wan of Flock. I'm currently holding the CFO and also supervising the general, business side, finance side, and legal side of the Flock. So yeah, and Flock is the first decentralized AI training platform combining what we heard about federated learning and blockchain. So this is actually our acronym coming from like Flock federated learning on blockchain, and we revolutionize AI development. So using Flock, we enable secure, privacy-preserving training without centralizing data, allowing communities to collaboratively create, train, and on AI models. Yeah.
And now that we have a bit of context, let's start this with Vlog's vision. And what would you say is the core mission of Vlog? Like, what is the main inspiration behind it?
The inspiration of Flock is all about advancing models, not only data and model sovereignty that all of the other crypto AIs are talking about, these cliches. So federated learning, yeah, let me start with a little bit of introduction because I bet someone was not familiar
Yeah.
with the content. But yeah, federated learning is a machine learning technique, still within the scope of machine learning. It's a technique where multiple entities can collaboratively train a model while keeping their data decentralized. So basically, it's a technology that is inherently to be decentralized and enabling AI models to be built without compromising data privacy or security. um, but there is a centralized FL that people are using right now, either using their iPhone or Android devices. You're using your keyboard with the auto completion functions, so that's a centralized FL. Uh, you know, Different from centralized federal learning, there's a supervising node in every centralized FL, servers, so that supervising nodes can technologically viable to peek into local nodes and scrutinize the raw data. So basically, we're decentralizing the supervising node part. Um, and our founders and core team conducted a bunch of research and wrote a bunch of research papers, solved this problem by integrating the blockchain component into the traditional federal learning and advanced the entire process. We're not other hype crypto AI idea with no real use cases. We have the capability to compete in the traditional AI field by making scalable DFL, and users or trainers can train the models without worrying about ever exposing their data. So this is basically our inspiration of the entire project.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to hear about the origins of Flock. And especially for me, it's just exciting to see how Flock is bringing together like two rapidly evolving fields, blockchain and AI. And let's talk about the products Flock offers for those who may not be familiar with them and only have like only a general understanding of DAI. Could you highlight some of the key product offerings and share a few real world use cases?
Of course. So as I said, we are a model training platform, so you can pretty much understand this as analogy to Uber. We're doing platform businesses. So our community members comprising a lot of like AI engineers, they are training the models in accordance with the model requests. And a lot of use cases right now. Ranging from the traditional fields and also Web3. So, the first key milestones of our team that we supported UCL Hospital in London with their glucose monitoring models. So basically, people are using glucose monitoring pads on their arms, and we analyze those data without, of course, without exposing the raw data using FL technology, and we kind of like advancing the UCL hospital's glucose monitoring model. So basically, it make it clever and it make it uh, more realistic in their prediction outcomes. And the other hospital related use cases in Moonfield's eye hospital is pretty famous in EU spaces. You know, the eye hospital, we help with them AI assisted eye disease diagnostic models. Well, jump into like Web3. We supported animal health brands with our VC research models. So a lot of you know th- so they don't have to submit all the IC transcripts to the traditional LLM, so that the AI engineers can possibly pick into their data. So using our DFL capabilities, uh, they can make it happen without ever exposing their data. And also for the DEFAI side, we're currently collaborating with multiple parties, but with NDAs, I cannot expose their names. But so we are training their local SLMs, powering transaction execution without an internet connection. So the SLM, is a small language model. It's so small that it can be packed into your local driver. And also, we're collaborating with a government agency. We're doing their local version of Dodge, pretty much like a model help them to improve their government efficiencies by incorporating a lot of like government papers and making their government reports. Yeah, it's pretty much like the Dodge in the US, but not that similar though. It's a model. And we're also helping traditional LLMs, actually tier one LLMs. You guys will see the PR news very, very soon. We're doing their domain specific and personalized models.
And on that note, you have already mentioned about your security and data privacy policy. And yeah, these are big concerns for a lot of people today. And can you please elaborate, like how does Flock ensure that user data stays secure while still fostering collaborative AI training? So are there any specific measures in place to prevent data misuse or cyber attacks?
Yeah, of course. Like I mentioned before, we are using a federal learning technology. It's a technology that you don't have to, basically you do not upload any of your raw data to any of the servers, any of the, clouds. You only submit your gradients at post-trained on your local devices. So basically, it's a technology that you don't transmit any of your data. So it's not there's no technological loophole that can actually bypass the entire process and see your data. So this is a foundational capability that we deliver, and also the centralized FL, kind of deliver to the community.
And I think like it's reassuring to hear that since the demand for secure AI solutions continue to grow, and also talking about Flock, I think like you have created an impressive ecosystem, including the AI Arena, FL Alliance, and the AI Marketplace. And could you walk us through how all those components work together to foster collaboration and innovation on the platform?
Of course. So yeah, we actually rebranded AI Marketplace to Moonbase. So yeah, just letting you know. We do have three components in our ecosystem as our product lines: AI Arena, FL Alliance, and also Flock Moonbase. AI Arena is basically a model competition platform, so that when people have a specific model demands, they come to us, and they start their tasks with AI Arena first. So for example, you want to train a specific trading models, and there's a lot of proprietary models out there, right? Chang 1 or DeepSeek R1, Llama 3. GPT for they have 4.5 now. So those
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
models. So our AI engineers communities um, fine tune the base models on top of those proprietary models, and to make it a selection. The gradient, the loss function, so that we can calculate base of and rank the top performing models on AI Arena. And once the base model is selected, so basically the top performing models from the AI Arena, then the model itself goes to FL Alliance. So FL Alliance is where federal learning actually kicks in, and different FL training nodes gonna co-train the model all together and make it even stronger, even hit to the point of the model of that domain specific model. And after going through the FL lines, the model is pretty much intact, and there's a model marketplace, or we have it rebranded to FL Moonbase, well, Flock Moonbase actually, and people can host their models, and people can use those models in different agents applications. So yeah, basically Moonbase is where like you can actually trade your models with different your model usages, and those model usage is going to pay you through the Moonbase system.
Thanks for sharing that. And this really sounds like a well-designed ecosystem. And so it seems like the potential for growth is actually limitless. And speaking of potential and potential of DAI in general, how do you think which sectors or types of projects do you see as having the most to gain from integrating Flock's AI empowered tools? So you can share like maybe your personal opinion or like Flock's vision, like it's up to you.
Yeah. So frankly speaking, I think everybody can integrate with Flock system, because as long as you really care about your data privacy. But in specifically, like for example, businesses with Python fiduciary duties like banking, hospital, clinical, pharmaceuticals, and also other law firms, for example. So yeah, chemical companies. So basically, yeah, those are to be like like the major business partners. And also, if you want to build a game or other software and need personalized UI experiences, like your game role plays, but you don't want to for example, you're playing Assassin's Creed, right? Assassin's Creed Shadow. um yeah, it's just released, by the way. So different gameplays can encounter different NPCs, and NPC can use AI powered engines to generate personalized, unique AI generated content, so that everyone can encounter their specific NPCs where there are specific dialogues. It can all generated by AI. So this is how privacy actually kicks in. Like, you don't want everyone to see your gameplay. You don't want to expose your preferences, your choices in the game. So then, yeah. So this is how like domain specific models and data privacy kick in. And also, like any retail apps and AI embedded, and they want their AI to be trained from personalized consumption. Like they can, like the users actually feed the data into the application, but the users are actually worrying about, okay, although I want to have a very, very personalized experience. I want my application more tailored to my understanding or my use cases, but I don't want to give up my data. So this is where FL can also kick in. And just like I said, although the centralized FL have so many problems, but Apple and Google are doing it with the keyboard. So auto completion, they claim to be okay. I mean, like, probably 99% of the time they will not peek into your local data. But still, you can advancing your keyboard experiences throughout your usage of your keyboards.
Thank you so much for such a detailed answer. And now let's move on to another question about the Flock token. So I think our community is curious, like how does the Flock token play a role in bringing all those visions to life, and how in general does it empower users, developers, and other participants within the Flock ecosystem?
Mhm. Yeah, so yeah, this is actually can be traced to very very sensitive like during the primary market investment. Like people always ask about like how blockchain you are, how Web3 you are. But for a lot of crypto AI companies, there is a balancing test between like how many percentage in AI, how many percentages in blockchain. So when we answered, we answered our lead investors in the last round. We proposed like, okay, we have 90% of AI and 10% blockchain. But blockchain is still very, very essential because without that blockchain component, we cannot ensure the data sovereignty and security along our way. So this is where like our Flock token actually contribute to the entire ecosystem. Uh, so our token is actually a mechanism. It's a economically disincentivize like these nodes to be paid maliciously. So like whenever people want to train a model, so for FL to be scalable, like there have to be a lot of nodes. So for example, in a gameplay, they can be hundreds or thousands or even hundred thousands players around, but all of these nodes have to behave like you're actually playing the game, but not filibustering about your tokens or just mining the tokens for their own sake. So we have to make sure that the every nodes are contribute positively to the model building. So whenever you select yourself as a training node, you have to stake a amount of the tokens in order to participate. So this is how you can think of it as a entry ticket. Um, so if you contribute positively and you're actually, you're not polluting the model training process, the stake token is going to come back to you. But if there is a malicious act or there is a negative loss function calculated post train, your token is going to be slashed. So this is how we actually make it a utility token and on top of everything.
Okay, it's much clearer now. And we were talking about decentralized AI a lot today, discussing all the benefits, like over centralized systems. So basically, we were touching it in every question. But looking ahead, can you summarize? So, how do you see the role of AI and blockchain evolving in the coming years? So, what is the Flock's vision for the next generation of decentralized AI powered applications?
Course, we have seen a lot of hypes, or I would say a lot of, fake innovations around the space. Because people talk about their token prices, they talk about the hypes, but it's actually well, as when we step into the traditional AI space, these are not tech at all. So I have to say that. I think the next generation AI powered applications or throughout the entire DAI landscape. We have like the compute, we have data, data sector, we have training, inferences, applications, agentic framework. They have to find their own product market fit. They don't, we cannot generate another hype, or it's just too many hypes or meme tokens. So I think for the next generation, for the next cycle of the DAI hype, people have to build some real use cases that you can actually be used. Yeah, just like I said.
Okay, and as both technologies continue to evolve, are there any strategic partnerships or collaborations on the horizon that will help expand Flock's reach? So maybe an exciting announcements you'd like to share with us today?
Well, there's a lot of confidential information, but yeah, I
Yeah.
will try my best. I mean, like, so we just announced our collaboration with Space MCP. So we actually replace a cloud the cloud functions on the SLM and localized model training part with the base MCP. So this is actually very huge in the technology sector. So I'm not sure like if retail can actually understand, but yeah, I mean like this is super big news. And along the way we're going to collab with more traditional AI and to have more use cases, for Flock. We're not just like I mentioned, we're not another hype in the crypto space.
And it looks like we have finally reached the last question, but definitely not the least important. And speaking of growth and looking ahead, I'm sure our community and our listeners would love to hear more about the key milestones that Flock is aiming for in the next year or two. I know that the range might be a bit wide, but feel free to adjust it however you like. So, what is on the horizon for you for the Flock?
Yeah, I think the first milestone is that we have to be recognized by traditional AI conglomerates. Like, for example, Llama, Mistral, those open sourced, AI model businesses. Otherwise, crypto AI is just another uh, lonely island, isolated in the ocean. It cannot be that way. And the second part gonna be okay. We're gonna definitely improve over tokenomics so that the traditional AI would not be offended uh, by way of collaborating with us. And also, we have to find more use cases. Like we definitely would like to see from our eco partners that there are gonna be a lot of um, applications or agents that can really be used, but not only tokens, right? We cannot focus on tokens when we want to build something real.
Yeah, it's clear that Flock has big plans, and it's been inspiring to hear about how the platform is shaping the future of AI and blockchain. And thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all those incredible insights into Flock. And it's been a pleasure learning more about the work you're doing. And before we wrap up, just a gentle reminder that we at CoinRabbit are happy to have Flock token available on our platform for seamless swapping and storing, along with over 3,000 other assets. So feel free to explore the possibilities. And thanks again to the Flock team and everyone who joined us. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Bye bye.